Welcome to the 508 Power Hour, a fantasy football podcast like no other. And here are your hosts, Fran Baldino and Dave Preventure.
Fran. Week 16, episode 16. Fantasy football's over. Football's coming to an end. The Colts might miss playoffs. And you are the league's champion.
That I am, David. That I am.
I think hell is freezing over. It's just, I feel like I have coronavirus in my soul. Because I'm dead inside.
I set out early in, I'd say August, maybe July. I set out a plan, and we're now a week after Christmas, and that plan has finally been executed.
And what did you do with these winnings? Just curious.
These winnings I have not done anything.
Oh, okay. I heard you won another league.
I did win another league.
For some good money.
Me and my co-owner Shane, we won 15-0.
I mean, that's unheard of.
15-0 in fantasy football.
That's tough to win and go in. But I heard there's some scrubs in that league, you know.
Oh, it was probably the easiest 15-0 I've ever seen.
But still.
15-0 is impressive.
Tyler, how much is a PS5 going for nowadays?
Depends on which one you want. The one without the disc tray or with the disc tray?
Which one would Fran get?
I mean, if he had it his way, he'd probably get the without the disc tray, which is $400.
Okay, Fran.
He got the disc tray one, though.
I did.
How much is that?
That's $500.
Okay. You spent $500?
Yeah.
But
Plus another $350.
Unbelievable.
$350 in tax, right?
House money, what are you going to do?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if I didn't win 2 leagues, then I'm not doing it. If I win 1 league, I'm not doing it.
Call him Franny 2 belts.
Yeah.
Becky.
I want to say champ out here.
Okay.
So.
And Jaguars are getting Trevor Lawrence. I mean, everything is looking up for Fran.
Absolutely.
And Fran finally gets his name on that trophy.
Yep. Nameplate will be here Monday.
That's depressing.
Oh, wow. You got it pretty quick for you, huh?
It was quick for you.
Collusion. He's the commissioner, and
Fishy.
he wins his own league.
Fishy.
What's going on
Fishy.
here? What's going on here?
Little fishy.
Dave, it's Wednesday. You know what that means.
I don't. What is it, Fran?
No? Dave, it's just Wednesday, man. That was a...
well, what's tomorrow?
Tomorrow it will be Thursday.
It's the last day of 2020.
Wait a minute.
For wrestling fans, I mean...
Yep.
John Huber, formerly known as Luke Harper or Brody Lee, he passed away last week, so...
He had a lung condition, I mean.
He would tweet every day. It's whatever day. You know what that means, so that's where I came up with the It's Wednesday.
Everyone said that he was like a family man and everything. I mean, not a lot of our viewers watch WWE, or wrestling at all, but he was a crazy independent guy. He really has been working around for a lot of years, and sad to see someone like that go so early.
Absolutely. Dave, let's jump into our Week 16 NFL recap. So, we start on Thursday. Was it Friday? No, it was Friday last week.
Friday. We had some stuff.
Christmas Day. Alvin Kamara popped off for 6 rushing touchdowns, while the New Orleans Saints roll 52-33 over Minnesota.
Sean Payton's an asshole, right?
No, man. Taysom Hill just won.
No, I
share the wealth. It's Christmas.
90% of America would probably agree with me saying Sean Payton's an asshole.
Dude. 1
yard line, you take time out, Alvin Kamara gets a breather, you put in Taysom Hill. I mean, that's just, dare I say it. I won't say it.
You won't say it.
You know what I'm thinking.
Realistically, I mean, as a coach, it doesn't really matter, but when you have a dude sitting there with 5 rushing touchdowns, give him the 6th. And then he comes back in later in the game to get that 6th, which would have been an NFL record 7th.
I love seeing records get broken, and I feel like nowadays it's so bullshit with load management and
it's so hard to
look at Brady.
Big records.
Brady had 370 and 4 touchdowns at half, or 3 touchdowns. And I mean, if you let Brady cook that whole game, he's gonna get 8 probably. You know what I mean?
Like break record.
You don't see it anymore because coaches just. I don't know what it is. They like not getting the records broken. It's sketchy as hell. And
I don't know.
Sean Payton is on my shit list for that one.
Speaking of Tom Brady, Tampa Bay 47. Detroit Lions with no coaching staff. A whopping
and
7
half
points.
Matt Stafford, right? He went out.
Stafford went out early in the first quarter.
Where's Stafford going next year?
Not New England.
I hope somewhere good where he can compete.
Yeah.
Maybe Indianapolis.
Pittsburgh. I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe India.
San Francisco.
Matt Ryan.
Minnesota. I mean, we'll see. Atlanta. There's multiple options for Stafford. I mean, he's not the.
No. Nobody wants to go.
The one thing with New England,
I think like New England's gonna keep Cam Newton again. I really
Stafford
do.
just isn't. Stafford
Cheap
just
money.
isn't the New England style. New England runs like that pro style offense. Stafford's always ran the spread, the shotgun sets, and that's just not
Colts.
the way. Just not the way
Colts.
the Patriots have ran it. So
Colts.
Stafford financially makes sense in New England, but
Financially, I don't know. I think Matt Stafford can still get paid a decent amount of money.
I think they change up their scheme.
dude, we'll
They
see. I
haven't.
mean, they went from Brady to Newton, and
That's a big
they
difference.
changed the scheme. But I mean, they
both
threw
are
the ball.
MVPs.
They threw the ball less than 20 times in the red zone this year.
Yeah.
So
It's because he couldn't throw it at all.
yeah,
I know.
exactly.
He
So
sucks.
that's
What was that Seattle game? I know,
Seattle
like
being
it was a
bad. Julian
fluke.
Edelman,
Like,
at his
but
best.
not even that. Like, Cam Newton looked like he could actually throw the ball in that Seattle game, regardless of how bad the defense was.
Yeah.
Like, they played some bad defenses now, and it's gross. It's
Oh,
literally
yeah.
gross.
Well, I mean, he probably. I mean, honestly, his shoulder probably acted up if it's somewhere along.
There
the
has
line.
to be something with, but again, them not going to Stidham just kind of shows you Stidham's not the guy either.
Yeah,
Belichick's getting pissed at people asking like, "Hey, why aren't you starting Stidham?" Clearly, he's not good. I mean, we kind of saw a little bit of that against the Bills, but
Yep. So Brady left, and honestly, right now, looks like they don't have a plan. I mean, like Fitman said, it's crazy to see Miami and Buffalo were more prepared for post Brady than New England was. So
Buffalo shit on the Pats too.
yeah,
Not even like
as they should.
that was a
Good.
statement game.
Yeah, and it's about time people in this area woke up and realized the Buffalo Bills are actually really
man,
good.
I
Are
believe
they a Super Bowl contender?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
not with Kansas City looming.
Yes.
I can see them going toe to toe with Kansas City.
They're the only team in the AFC
We'll see.
right now.
I think we'll
that
see
can
that
compete with
in the
Chiefs.
AFC Championship.
I think we
Dude,
will.
it's every week. Every week, Josh Allen goes out there and he wows people.
I still
Every
think-
single week.
Yeah.
Packers League. I think they have it this year. Mark my words.
I mean, they have 2 wins over 500 teams, so we'll see how
I could
we'll
like
see
it.
how that fares in the playoffs.
So
I
don't
like the Saints.
give me a minute. I'll remember this stat. Keep
All right,
going,
well, Jeff Wilson. I mean, he popped off. He had a career high of 204 scrimmage yards on Saturday.
Yeah, he
49ers
kinda came from nowhere too.
49ers 20, Cardinals 12.
Cardinals are bad. Cardinals are like the most streaky team in the NFL. It's crazy. They started
say
off
if-
wicked good. Kyler Murray does not play good. They have no second option.
He's not right. He's not
No.
right.
I think he's right. I mean, it's
You
just
see who they have going possibly this week?
Kyler said he's playing today.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
such a shame.
Kyler is in.
The backup was a CFL Grey Cup winner.
Are they playing for a spot?
Yes.
They are.
Honestly, there's
Yeah,
one.
they have like
There's one
they have a
playoff spot
chance.
left, and I believe they play the Rams.
And
So
the
it's-
Bears are
it's-
playing.
If the Bears win versus Green Bay,
They're
Chicago's in.
But if the
but
Bears
if the
lose
Bears
and the
lose-
Cardinals win, I think they swap
Yeah, the
it.
Cardinals and Rams.
It's actually a crazy week.
The
17.
Rams also need.
There's actually
need
a lot
win,
of
though.
there's a lot of teams that can get in.
Titans lose, Colts are in. Browns lose, Colts are in.
Yeah.
Like if there's 4 teams, the Ravens lose, Colts are in.
Could you imagine being a Browns fan right now?
And
And your
going
season
10 and
is
5. Yep.
this good. I mean, it's not great, but
No,
as
it's
a Browns
good.
It's a
fan,
very good
Yeah.
season.
very good. It's
Yeah.
a great year for a Browns fan, and
To miss the playoffs, possibly.
they might actually.
Who are
miss
they
the
playing
playoffs.
this week?
The Browns,
Yep.
Steelers, with no Big Ben. So
But still, this is a Mason Rudolph revenge game against the Browns. Think about it.
Well, and Tomlin already came out and he said just because Roethlisberger isn't playing doesn't mean that we don't care about this game.
yeah,
Like
And
he's
they're
like,
not gonna rest
he's like we're
because-
going out to win.
I'm pretty sure if they like lose.
Well, they can't lose. They're already locked into where they are right now, so it doesn't matter.
They
if
can't.
win or
I think
lose,
they can
but-
drop to the 3rd if Buffalo
Can
wins
they?
one and they lose or something like that.
all right. Let me look at the where are the Chicago. So Arizona clinches playoffs
Mm-hmm.
with a win or a tie and loss to the Bears.
Right.
A tie or loss.
So if Bears tie, they're out.
The Bears will clinch it if they win. Arizona loses. A Bears win is the clinch. If the Bears win, they clinch it. If the Cardinals lose, the Bears clinch.
Right.
And if both teams tie, the Bears are in.
Mm-hmm.
And then the NFC East thing is
That's
crazy.
I think it's basically. I think you have Washington locking in. Obviously, if they win, they're in. Dallas It's Eagles Washington this week?
Mm-hmm.
So if Washington wins, they're in. Dallas wins, are they in?
If Dallas wins and Washington loses.
Right. And you get the Red Rifle cooking in the playoffs.
We'll see. I mean, dude, Dalton this week. We'll get to that later, but Dalton this week. Whew. All right, so back to Saturday.
Yep.
Miami Dolphins 26, Las Vegas Raiders 25. John Gruden
back on Monday night.
John Gruden was looking like Jay Gruden.
Yep.
On Saturday.
You got to throw him back on Monday night. He deserves not to be on a coaching staff. For real.
That's crazy. I mean, Josh Jacobs is 2 yards away and he falls. Right? Like, what was there, 40 seconds left at that point?
I think so, yeah.
Dude, what are you doing?
Just score the touchdown.
Just score the touchdown and trust your defense.
Fitzmagic being Fitzmagic. Awesome play.
Yeah, but, I mean, you lose by a field goal or you lose by a touchdown, which do you trust your defense more on?
What's sketching me out with that Dolphins team is that defense is awesome. But now you start getting in some sketchy territory when you're pulling out the starter halfway through and letting the other guy ride it out and take all the glory.
Mm-hmm. That's the second time too has been pulled in the
a playoff
quarter
game
to win games.
I would rather start with Fitzpatrick probably.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I said it last week. Tua is a better Tyrod Taylor. Not like he's a much better Tyrod Taylor.
This guy's infatuation with Tyrod Taylor is.
It's the same situation that Tua was in.
He's left. He
doesn't throw the ball deep. He plays way too conservative.
Do you think he's a little afraid from his injury?
No, I just
Do you think he's a different player?
I don't think the talent is there.
I think it was until he got injured.
Honestly, if I'm the Miami Dolphins, I take a shot at a quarterback in this draft. Tua is not the one.
Where are they drafted?
I mean, they have the 3rd overall pick sitting right now.
I mean,
don't take a quarterback there.
People you gotta realize I think nowadays in the NFL, coaches and organizations, they draft a guy, he doesn't do good, they're out on him already. If Buffalo did that, they would have lost off on Josh Allen. Josh Allen's rookie and sophomore seasons were not good at all.
No,
he was turning the ball over a shit ton. His completion percentage was below 50.
You saw progression every year.
You got to let this kid progress. He's only played 10 games,
and he's been benched in 2 of them.
But he's also
Josh Allen was never benched.
But this isn't this is oranges and apples.
This guy's being benched because his team doesn't think they can win late in the game when he's at quarterback, because he literally just cannot.
Then they can't keep going back to him if they don't have the trust in him.
Which is my point, and that's why
you
do
have the trust in him. It's going to be tough with getting a high draft pick, and then you have 5-6 teams that are looking for a new quarterback.
Yeah. So, dude, the Dolphins sit in such a good spot in the NFL right now. They're 10-5, playing for a playoff spot this week.
They have it.
Most likely
Hopefully
looking
not.
like
Shut up.
Most likely looking like they're in.
No, they'll lose. Who are they playing?
The Dolphins?
Yeah.
Buffalo.
Oh, no, Buffalo's benching people.
Are they?
Probably.
I've heard a few teams about benching today, but I don't think I heard anything about Buffalo.
But
Colts might lose.
They might though.
The Dolphins are going to get in the playoffs.
Colts.
Potentially get in the playoffs.
Potentially.
They have the 3rd overall pick, which is Houston's pick, and then they have their own pick later in the round. If Miami's smart, you trade that early pick to a team like
New England.
I don't know, not New England, but
obviously they won't trade.
A team like Denver, or a team like.
See, even Denver's in good. Like these teams that kind of sold out on the year either because it was COVID or some key guys got injured, like.
Or a team like Washington.
Denver, Washington,
Vegas,
Cincinnati. If they get some help with Joe Burrow, they're going to be
the Chargers.
Look at what the 49ers did 3-4 years ago. They went to the Super Bowl. They started sucking for 2-3 years. They get Bosa. They get these crazy defensive weapons. They load up their team in 2-3 years. Like, why can't a team like Cincinnati do that?
That's
you know what I mean?
That's Washington.
I agree with you
because you can compare Joey Bosa or Nick Bosa to Chase Young.
I think Chase Young's
shockingly
better.
They both went to Ohio State, which is kind of fun fact there.
Ohio State is
Chase Young's a beast.
They're not good with quarterbacks. Ohio State.
Not quarterbacks, but defensive ends are phenomenal.
Dewey Haskins lost his job.
Yeah,
just throwing that out there.
Yeah, we'll get to that one.
It's a strip club sport.
Chargers 19, Broncos 16.
Ugly game.
I mean, Herbert he ties the rookie record with 28 touchdowns. So
Pretty much sums up the rookie of the year.
Would
right?
Burrow, if Burrow's
Locks it
healthy,
up.
because Herbert was, before Burrow got injured, Herbert was putting up a little better stats than Burrow. Do you think that stays consistent throughout if Burrow doesn't get hurt, and do you think Herbert still wins it? Or do you think Burrow's name kind of pushes him over the edge? Because I think they would have finished with similar stats.
I was going to say, I think because both teams are pretty bad, and they're going to be throwing the ball, they're both going to be breaking records. But I think the surrounding cast in LA is better than what Burrow has in Cincy.
I agree. Yeah. I mean, you got Keenan Allen, which is
Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. I mean, Eckler coming back is a huge boost. Mixon's pretty much missed the same amount of time since Burrow's been out. So, and the offensive line in LA is not great, but it's better than Cincinnati.
Exactly. Cincinnati's offensive line. I mean, you draft an offensive lineman this year. Maybe you get a free agent because it's a little. I mean, Cincinnati's known as no indoor facilities, shit, Ohio. I mean, what's in Ohio? Best thing to come from Ohio is LeBron, and that's even trash. So it's
but the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's in Ohio.
Sounds like garbage. I mean, Basketball Hall of Fame, Massachusetts.
Isn't it Football Hall of Fame in Ohio?
Yeah, it is. It's in Canton, Ohio.
So, I mean...
Yeah, but Football Hall of Fame, that's very scandalous. You know, heard OJ's in it. So, if they're just giving out gold jackets, the murderers...
I hear Justin Turner's going to be in it.
Aaron Turner.
All right, so the Jets are on a roll. They won 2 in a row. They win 23-16 over the Cleveland Browns.
I mean, when you don't have a wide receiver core or they have one tight end, Bryant.
No, they had Hooper. Hooper was there too.
But what's crazy to me is it seemed like for that first half, everyone, Cleveland committed to that run, which they thought they were going to do, but the Jets just read it perfectly.
Yeah.
And then why don't you just, if Baker's that good, why can't you just have him throw it to these scrubs? But apparently, I mean, these scrubs are that bad. So is it the Jets are playing a win? I don't know. I think Cleveland just kind of got the shit end of the COVID stick and kind of lost a game in which they really needed a win.
Yeah.
They really bad because now this situation this week wouldn't be happening.
I mean, that's the game the Browns just can't lose.
Right.
And they did.
And the Jets... I kind of respect the Jets players being like, fuck you to the organization because it's like, hey, you guys kind of wanted Trevor Lawrence. You know what? You're kind of still in the hunt if the Jaguars win one. You know what? Let's go win one more. Let's totally screw over everything planned here because, I mean, how many of these good players are going to stick around with the Jets? I don't see many.
Yeah, no. I mean, everyone on the Jets should be available.
And could you now see Justin Fields doing what Trevor Lawrence... Everyone thought Trevor Lawrence would have done by getting drafted to the Jets.
I think Fields is a good prospect, but I honestly don't know if he'll fit in New York.
You think he's another Dewey Haskins?
No, not at all. I mean, Haskins is Jamarcus Russell compared to anyone else.
Lover of the strip clubs.
Yeah.
Like talent-wise or off the field-wise?
Off the field.
He's got great talent and just literally does not give a shit.
I don't even think he's got good talent.
He got paid and he made his way.
It started draft night. It started literally draft night for the man.
Dude,
you heard what he said draft night?
He won his first football game, was on the sidelines taking selfies with fans. While they had to call the backup quarterback last year to take a knee.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah,
I would be doing that.
Hey, I won this game. By the way, my team's on the damn field.
I personally...
The work ethic was just not
take
there.
the game balls. I'd take the game balls, put them on eBay.
He probably
did. Side cash.
Did he do that?
It's hustle.
Did he do that?
No.
That's what Dave would do.
The Baltimore Ravens 27, New York Giants 13.
Giants suck, and
Lamar's good.
Remember 2-3 weeks ago when everyone was like, "Yo, the Giants, hey, they're making some noise." No, I mean, Daniel Jones. Some weeks I'm like, "Wow, this guy's fucking sick," and then some weeks you see him tripping over his own shoes, and it's like, this guy cannot get out of his own way.
I'll say the Ravens probably got the best possible second half schedule in the entire NFL.
Right.
They're ending their season with the Jaguars, the Bengals. They went Browns, Jacksonville, Cincinnati, Giants.
Who do they play this week?
Browns, I think.
No way. No. Browns Steelers this week, right? Yeah.
Ravens play
Bengals?
Might be Cincinnati again.
It's all divisional this week, right?
I got it right here. So Dude, just to end the season, you literally go...
And they needed it. I mean, once Lamar took that shit, it was kind of like a totally different Lamar, it seems.
Yeah, you go Dallas, Cleveland, Jacksonville, Giants, Bengals.
But then again, that Bengals team... No, I mean... So Baltimore, I mean, if we're looking... All right, let's finish the last week, and when we start talking about the playoffs, I just want to see these different matchups for the East, because the East is the most interesting.
NFC East?
No, the whole AFC, like East. Oh, what the fuck?
North.
Yeah, you're thinking of
what I'm talking.
Sport.
Yeah. Like
just
the
whole
AFC.
AFC.
The whole
AFC.
But I want because I mean you have 5 teams that are 10-5 right now. The Colts are out of the playoffs, and that pisses me off. I mean,
it's crazy. I mean, speaking of the Colts, they completely self-imploded. They lost 28-24 to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, they're up too. They're up at half. They're up like late in that game, and then Big Ben started going off.
Yeah, I honestly heard Big Ben went in the second half and started running his own plays. Like,
really?
Backyard football, like, get in the huddle, and this is what you guys are doing. And that Big Ben in the second half looked like Big Ben of old. That was Big Ben throwing the ball downfield, hitting receivers wherever he could.
Now, I'm not too sure that Big Ben didn't slip into the Colts locker room halftime and throw a little roofie and some of the drinks over there because, like, I don't know what happened. They just could not do anything.
No, the Colts. I mean,
you have to feed Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, honestly, that's
even
what,
though
what
I mean it's
a
Pittsburgh defense that can stop the run, which they started to. They were picking it up, but I mean, you got to win with the run, and I think that's
especially this Indianapolis team.
Exactly, especially when Philip Rivers is doing Philip Rivers shit. So
yeah,
it's very frustrating being 10-5 and in the hunt right now.
Yep, Bengals 37, Texans 31.
I mean, who thought almost 70 points would come from that game?
I don't know. I mean, that was probably the most useless, pointless NFL game in a couple of years.
Yeah, and it was a decent-ass game.
Yeah. And
Deshaun Watson lost again. And see what J.J. Watt said?
Yeah, and a lot of people are giving J.J. shit for that.
I don't think you do. I know he's a fucking hardo and everything. He's J.J. Watt, but at the end of the day, he's one of the best defensive players we've seen in the past 10 years. I mean, he's extremely dominant. I mean, you can put him up with Aaron Donald. I think Aaron Donald's like 10 times better, but Aaron Donald might be the best player we've ever seen play football. But I mean, J.J. Watt, 100 sacks, like 2-3 years ago when he was making a run.
When he was in his prime,
he made a problem for teams. And
dude, J.J. Watt was so good.
The guy just loves football, and he's pissed off that he's on a team where he did nothing and the players did nothing to blow that up, but the organization itself blew that team up for them.
The crazy thing about it is J.J. Watt comes out, he pretty much says his team's shit. He says they're trash, and he says if you don't show up wanting to play, what are you doing?
Exactly.
We make millions of dollars playing a game. It's the best job in the world, and J.J. gets a bunch of crap for it. Now, if Deshaun Watson, the quarterback, came out and did that,
he'd be
it's
praised.
A whole story, and it's how he's a leader. But because it's J.J. Watt and people, for whatever reason, don't like J.J. Watt, he's getting a bunch of shit for it.
I agree with you 100%.
Well, he's not wrong. I mean,
absolutely not.
Look at the
Not
Jets.
at all.
Look at the Jets.
Right.
What do they got to play for?
Yeah.
They've won 2 in a row.
Yeah, exactly. And I think
those players don't care. They just want to win.
Houston,
those are just guys that want to win.
Houston's an area, too, where they're allowing some fans in. So it's like he makes sense saying, like, these people are literally paying their good money. Like, they're spending thousands of dollars on tickets just to watch us play.
And you don't have to do that. They're 4-11.
During COVID.
And risking, I'm not going to say
totally,
risking your health, but
basically you are in a pandemic. Not to be like such a fucking soy boy, but legit, that's what's going on.
Yeah, no. And
if I was a Houston fan, I'd be miserable.
Houston's in a world of trouble right now.
Because
like we were talking about last week, Jack Easterby, and he doesn't get along with the owner. They don't even know who their GM's going to be. They have no clue who their head coach is going to be.
I mean, last year, if it's not Pat Mahomes, you're basically 3/4 away from AFC Championship.
Yeah.
And they were up huge on the Chiefs, and they self-imploded, obviously. And then the year before that, they lost to the Bills, or they beat the Bills in the playoffs, or something like that. So they've been to the playoffs the past 2-3 years with Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
And you have DeAndre Hopkins, and you won't pay him his money, yet he's proven he's the best wide receiver, arguably, in football for the past 7 years. You know what I mean? It's just,
they
why do you get rid of him? You trade him for literally pennies.
They let Bill O'Brien blow that team up and waited so long to punish him. And it's like, dude, you're blowing this team up. You're putting us... Like, they have the 3rd overall pick. No, they don't, because they traded to the fucking Dolphins.
Exactly.
So now the Dolphins are in the playoff hunt
and still going to draft
with a top 3 pick that the Houston Texans should have.
It's ridiculous.
So you're in pretty sure they're in cap hell too. They're not looking good with their cap. They have no picks in the next 2 years. Dude, like,
you're going to waste Deshaun Watson.
The only good thing in Houston right now is Watson.
And he's got nowhere to throw to.
Yeah, because Will Fuller's gone because he's on a contract year, and he's definitely going to go get paid somewhere else.
So what, he got Cooks?
Yeah.
And how long's Cooks going to be there
he's
/
contract
play? Because that guy, he's getting old, and he gets killed every single season.
Yeah.
So it's just... And you have David Johnson as your running back, who's 55 years old.
Yep.
I don't know what you're doing in Houston.
Chiefs 17, Falcons 14. Kansas City clinches a first-round bye.
Everyone's saying, like, oh, the Chiefs aren't the Chiefs. They're just bored.
Yeah.
Like,
they have no motivation.
They're waiting for
Let's
playoffs.
be real.
They have no motivation right now.
If you think the Chiefs can get beaten in the AFC, I think maybe the Bills can give them a game, but I mean, playoff mode Mahomes is the new playoff Brady. You know what I mean? It's
Mahomes is going to take a rest this week, so we get to see Chad Henne with that offense.
Oh, was it? What about
and they
that
probably
other
still
kid?
win.
It was last year.
That's what I'm saying. It's Chad
Matt
Henne.
Moore. What about Matt Moore?
No, it's Henne this year.
It's Henne.
So Henne gets to start. Mahomes gets to chill out for 2 weeks, actually.
That's
because he got the bye, yeah.
It's not bad, but, I mean, we saw what happened when Lamar did it last year. So,
but, I mean, you know Pat.
Yeah. I would say Mahomes is going to be ready come playoff time.
And plus, you have right now, I think the MVP of a non-quarterback, Travis Kelce. Dude. I mean, he is on 3rd down, 4th down. He is the go-to guy.
And he catches everything.
He is a better Gronk.
Mm-hmm.
He is better than Tony Gonzalez.
Yep.
And I think historically, because I don't think he's going to retire like Gronk did, because he doesn't get
Not
banged up like Gronk does.
Yeah, he doesn't have the injury history.
Exactly.
Gronk does.
The tight end has turned into like a hybrid wide receiver, and it's
Darren Waller, George Kittle, Mike Gesicki.
But nobody does it better. Like Kelce looks like a receiver.
Exactly.
He runs like a
lines
receiver,
up
catches
in
like
a
a
receiver route every fucking game. It's unreal to watch. It's so fun to watch too.
Exactly. Chicago 41, Jacksonville 17.
The Bears are back. Maybe.
The Bears have 30-plus points in 4 straight games.
Is Mitch...
For the first time since 65.
Mitch is playing well.
Is Mitch the guy?
I mean...
He's the guy right now.
You know what's crazy? Next year, it's like more likely than not, it's Matt Nagy, it's Mitch Trubisky back at the helm. Which 3-4 weeks ago, everyone was calling for Nagy's head. You know what I mean? It's insane.
Yeah. Honestly, I like Chicago. I mean, their offense is doing exactly what you would assume that offense would be. Mm-hmm. I mean, David Montgomery's playing out of his mind.
He
the
really
best football he's played in since college.
I think he's getting paid soon too. So
Allen Robinson's on a contract year. He just passed 100 catches this week.
How much does he want to stay in Chicago though? I mean,
we'll see what. I mean, Trubisky likes him,
but I don't think he likes Trubisky.
I mean he has like the most. He has the most catches, most contested catches in the last 3 years by a long shot.
If you can tell me Allen Robinson can pick between Chicago, Green Bay, or say like
New England?
No, it's like Seattle or something. You tell me he's going to stay in Chicago. Like a lot of places are going to want Allen Robinson on that team.
Allen Robinson's name is going to come up a ton when it comes to the Packers, and I just don't see it happening.
I mean, I could definitely, because he has resentment for Chicago. He's been there for 2-3 years. He doesn't like that organization.
He turned down Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers 3 years ago.
Yeah, to get more money.
So what? No, he got less money or same contract. But if you're turning down Green Bay once, I don't like. There's something there. I don't think
people thought Aaron Rodgers was on the outs too. Now he's playing MVP football.
Absolutely.
Which Sunday he did cement his MVP status. I mean, you saw what Pat Mahomes did against Atlanta, and then you saw what Rodgers does.
I mean, 14-1 against real football teams is a lot better.
Well, let's bring up the real football team, shall we?
12-3 against 10 wins against teams over 500.
You know that it's a stats award. And right now, Rodgers is literally beating him in every stat.
Yeah.
But hey.
Panthers.
You don't look at
Panthers
stats.
20, Washington 13.
Washington needed that win, too.
Yep. And, Dwayne Haskins gets benched there and gets cut within 24 hours of that game.
Deservedly so.
Yeah. I mean, there's not anybody in the country right now wondering why Haskins lost his job. Haskins himself knows why he lost the job.
The strippers even know why he lost that job. I mean...
Is that it?
Do you think that's it for Dwayne Haskins? Do you think he gets another shot?
No.
No.
Unless it's some stupid thing like...
Do you think he gets a shot as a starting quarterback in the NFL again?
No, not the NFL. I can see him being a big CFL, XFL, weird-ass league type guy.
Johnny Manziel kind of thing.
Exactly. Which Johnny Manziel is... There's a new league coming out. I just saw a headline. It's a player... It's like a fan-oriented league where I'm assuming us as fans get to pick the plays. I mean, 4 verts every time, right?
Yeah, I have absolutely no clue what Manziel was talking
4
about.
verts and HB toss.
Well, I was thinking about this on the way over here, though. Like, just think about, like, name one NFL team that needs Dwayne Haskins.
Cam Newton is not going to...
That's the same guy. That's the same
Yeah, but you think Belichick wants that kind of attitude?
No.
It's not his player.
But that's... So one thing...
So that's the thing.
One thing... Haskins is 23 years old.
Mm-hmm.
He's a former first-round pick.
Yep.
Obviously, the dude's got talent.
Yep.
The one issue with Haskins, he played 12 games at Ohio State, and he's played 14 games in the NFL.
How many games has Fields played? Has he been there 2 years?
3.
3 years?
Yeah.
All right.
So he played one
season. Because, like, my worry is Fields the same type of guy where it's just Ohio's just pumping out these systems. Like, who's that kid that's a wide receiver now? Or Braxton Miller. Like, these
Terrell Pryor.
Right. These system-ass quarterbacks that are working because they have
the players around
5 of the top 15 wide receivers at that school. You know what I mean?
Haskins just doesn't have the experience.
Exactly.
At all.
And that does,
the most experience Haskins has is high school.
Dude, the craziest thing that happens is the NFL coaches will see a 6'4" quarterback with a huge arm. This kid's
the
arm is nasty.
last top 10 pick to like hit?
Now I'm talking 15, but
who's the top 10 though, top 15 pick to actually hit besides like I guess you could say Deshaun, but like what does he want?
You're saying quarterbacks?
Yes.
Mahomes.
He was 10th.
Was he?
Yeah.
But still, he was passed up on Mitch. That besides Mahomes, nobody else has hit in the past.
You're talking about like quarterback wise,
right?
Like any player wise.
Name another quarterback. But I
wouldn't call that a hit.
By 3-4 games now.
But it's been like how many years?
If there was no Nick Chubb there and no Kareem Hunt, I don't think he does as good as he does.
Mayfield's a hit.
If he didn't have OBJ,
that team was winning 0 games before Baker Mayfield.
Also, Nick Chubb.
Literally winning 1-0 games.
I mean, they win because of that run.
They won 1 game in the last.
They won 1 game
in 2 years.
They won 1 game this year because of Baker. I mean, everything else is run game.
Yeah, and a competent quarterback who doesn't turn the ball over.
Which he does.
He's a perfect game manager. But, I mean...
Chiefs schedule. Hold on, Fran. Chiefs schedule, right?
Okay.
500 teams, right? Okay, Fran. Okay.
At the time of the game.
I don't like that.
All right, how many over 500?
Hold on, just said. Here we go. First game, Houston Texans. 14-point game. You're telling me that's crazy win. Second, Chargers. Chargers are a wicked good team.
That was the first game.
That
was Herbert's first start.
Chargers are wicked good. 3-point win in overtime. Mahomes is so good. Next game, Ravens. That was a blowout. I'll give it to them. That was a good game.
Yep.
But the Ravens, were they 500 at that point? I don't think so, Fran, if we're going by that. Then Patriots, obviously, shitty team. 16-point win, and it was kind of sketchy first half.
That was a terrible situation.
Didn't look good for Mahomes that game.
Another game that...
They lost to the Raiders.
Yeah.
Ugh. Mahomes lost to the Raiders, who we just shit-talked. Then they barely beat the Bills by 9. They beat the Bills, who you think the Bills can beat them. Okay.
I mean, this is going to be a good game.
Dude, wait a minute. Big win. They beat the Broncos. 43-16. Another garbage team. Then they beat the Jets. Another garbage team. Then they barely beat the Panthers. Another garbage team. And then they barely beat the Raiders, who at that point is a garbage team.
Mm-hmm.
And then they barely cover against the Bucks. Good team. 6-point win against the Broncos. Awful team by then.
Do you want me to do this with the Packers too?
Sure. But if it's the same thing,
I'll do it with
Rodgers' stats are better, Rodgers wins the MVP.
No, they win by 9 against Minnesota.
Great win. What is Rodgers' stats, though? Because it's the MVP, right?
Well, you weren't reading Mahomes' stats.
Well, he's saying the team's 500s, It's all about
win
the
by
team.
9 against Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Rodgers would beat better teams.
You steamroll the Lions. Everyone's done that this year.
Mm.
You beat the Saints by 7.
Mm.
Beat the Falcons.
By how much?
14.
Mm.
You lose to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers by 28 points.
Fair. Bucks
28.
defense
I
was
don't
rolling.
remember that game.
Remember,
What
that was the
week
game
that?
where it was like Rodgers threw 2 pick sixes.
It was
Or-
38
Was it in Tampa?
38 to 10.
Was it in Tampa?
But at least
Yes.
they didn't. I'd rather that
Well,
than
that was
lose
prime
to the,
time, right?
Yes.
They lost to
That's
the
right.
Raiders, though, the Chiefs.
Okay. Then the Packers go out and they beat the Texans.
Mm.
Chiefs beat the Texans. And then the Packers lose
No.
to the Minnesota Vikings, who are 6-9.
Dalvin Cook game, though, right?
They lose to a 6-9 team.
But Minnesota's in the hunt.
The Raiders are in the hunt,
They were.
Technically
and the
still
Vikings are eliminated. The Vikings are also eliminated right now.
But I thought you said at the time.
The Raiders at the time were very good at the beginning of the season. The Raiders started like 4-0
Fact check.
or 3-0 and lost to the Patriots, then beat the Chiefs.
Go Pats.
Okay, then they beat the 49ers,
Mm-hmm.
and then they win by a whopping 4 points.
Mhm.
4 points against the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Wait, the Chiefs lost to the Raiders.
The Packers
Oh, right.
win by 4 points.
Mm-hmm. But Mahomes.
And then the Packers lost the next week to
No.
the Indianapolis Colts by
Good-
3.
Good team. I mean, also, pretty sure the end of that game was questionable.
And then you go later into the year. They beat the Bears. Then they beat the Eagles. Then they beat the Lions by only 7 points.
And what's Rodgers doing in those games, though?
Since when are you didn't care about Mahomes' stats?
Because you didn't care about Rodgers.
You don't care
when
about
you're saying-
Mahomes carrying the team to victory every single
Fran,
week.
you will stay in denial that you're a
Rodgers
LeBron
lost to
guy.
the Colts.
What? I know. That's what I'm saying. That's a good team.
He
Colts
lost
are
to
a
the
good team.
Colts. He beat a
Colts are a
1-14 team by 4 points. He lost to a 6-9 Vikings team. Like he lost by 28 points to Tom Brady and the Bucs.
That's fair. I mean, didn't lose to the Raiders.
I think
if you don't,
the MVP conversation is very tight between these two players.
I think Rodgers wins it.
But I think Mahomes gets it just because they're gonna be 15-1, bro.
I think Mahomes has that
just how it
LeBron
is.
effect, though.
Mahomes is going to sit a game and still win more games than Rodgers this year. And he has the 1 seed when the Packers may lose it.
Rodgers has 44 touchdowns right now.
How many does Mahomes have? 40?
Don't think so. More picks, though. I'll tell you that, and less
like 2?
completion percentage. You're telling me that Mahomes didn't look bad against the Dolphins, didn't look bad against the Falcons.
In games he won? He won both those games.
Rodgers hasn't looked bad besides one game.
And he lost by 28 points.
Right, but he only threw 2 picks.
Mahomes has 38 touchdowns. this
Not
year.
even 40. That's crazy.
But
Okay.
he also has
14 wins.
Yeah.
Which when we talk about quarterbacks and greatness,
But-
we talk about wins.
But if by the playoffs, if both have first seed buys, I mean, what does
2
it matter,
rushing,
right?
so 40 total.
40 touchdowns.
Rodgers has how many rushing touchdowns? Probably more than that.
All right. Seahawks win 20-9.
Seahawks are gross.
Rams are in trouble.
Rams are 9-6.
Yeah, 9-6. No
They-
Jared Goff this week.
I think they get into the playoffs no matter what.
No, they have to win.
Really?
With no Jared Goff.
Who the fuck is starting for them?
I don't know, Tyler, who is starting for them?
For who?
How many did he have?
The
Three?
The Rams?
yeah.
Is it that kid I was thinking of? I thought he was playing on the Cardinals, the Grey Cup winner.
I have no idea. Honestly, I don't know who the backup is. Blake Bortles got re-signed.
What happened to? I think it is Blake Bortles actually. They're
Honestly,
trying to
it
get
might
him
be
through
Bortles.
Let me see.
protocols and
I'll
everything.
bring
What
up
happened
the
to
depth
Goff?
chart.
Goff, he hit a helmet with his thumb.
I saw that. Did it actually do something?
So he dislocated the thumb, popped it back in, finished the game.
Literally did it.
Now he had surgery on the thumb.
That actually happened twice last week because Deshaun did the same thing. I
Yeah.
don't think he got hurt, but Oh.
John Walford or Bortles.
Who the
Bortles is a second string. Wolford is a
this?
starter.
That's the kid you're thinking of.
The Grey Cup winner?
I think so.
No.
He was
He's
there
a
last year.
rookie out of Wake Forest.
He was very good in the XFL. That's what he was.
Not as good as that kid from
PJ Walker, no.
He was really good.
But
Rockets.
Goff now has screws in his thumb. He's missing this week. If they make playoffs, they're saying Goff's going to play in 2 weeks.
I think you ride with the boat.
Dude, if Jared Goff... First of all, Jared Goff deserves some credit for that toughness. This dude finished a football game, came out, and then he had... within 24 hours, he has 4 screws in his thumb. In his throwing thumb. Drew Brees did that and missed 6 games.
Brady played with the laceration. Foot was his thing was off.
He had a little scratch.
Brady,
you go out there and do it.
I would. If I scratched my hand, I'd play a football
Why
game.
is it every time it comes to the Pats or Brady or anything,
field goal kicking.
Fran just hates it?
Field goal, because he had
a scratch.
Jacksonville, nothing, no lose.
It was a deep laceration, actually.
Yeah, it was, asshole.
Have you ever heard the whole story?
If you read the books on it,
he was kissing his son, and he slipped down the stairs.
That's a great story for his
son.
What a tale to tell later.
You're saying your dad never kissed you in the mouth?
I wish.
Cowboys 37, Eagles 17.
I really thought the Eagles were... I mean, I think Jalen Hurts is the guy.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
I can't believe they're even... they questioned if they start...
If Carson Wentz doesn't fucking play this whole year, I think the Eagles are in the playoffs right now. If Jalen Hurts is the starter.
I don't know about that.
That whole team started rallying around him, instantly.
Yeah. It completely changed the offense. This game Sunday was the most yards they've had combined
Eagles?
ever.
Or
no, like a combined
football game.
Eagles versus Cowboys.
Oh, really?
Most yards they've ever had combined.
See, and if the Eagles won this week, next week would have been electric as hell because it would have been Eagles, Washington for the NFC East.
Yep. Packers 40, Titans 14 in a snow fest.
Yeah, Rodgers sucks. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean Devontae Adams. 11 catches, 140 yards, 3 touchdowns.
That guy's a stud.
He really is. And nobody else thinks he's that good.
It's crazy because...
How did Bryce's team lose?
It's crazy because Devontae Adams was so...
underrated.
Inconsistent early in his career.
Mm-hmm.
They literally used to call him Dropsy Adams or something like that.
Deontay Johnson.
No.
Deontay Drops-a-lot Johnson.
It was something like Dropsy Adams. They literally called him something like that early in his career. The year Brett Hundley started, when Rodgers broke his collarbone, is really where Adams came to to become who he is.
Brett Hundley for a second I thought was legit. Nothing.
I got nothing.
I'll ask Devontae when I see him next week.
Yeah, ask him. But I mean, and now look at Adams. He's
the best wide receiver.
I would say he's arguably top 1. He's definitely top 3. Arguable top 1.
Tyreek.
Stephon Diggs.
I thought Julio, bro. The fuck?
You can't be number 1 if you're not on the field.
Number 1 in our hearts.
But
Calvin Johnson.
It's Adams, Diggs, and I think and Hopkins. Those are the top 3 for me right now.
How many people could produce like Diggs though if they had Josh Allen? I feel like a decent amount. I mean, Diggs is very good, but
Diggs went to Buffalo and completely changed that offense.
It's because he can long ball. There's a long ball.
John Brown could long ball.
John Brown's been hurt though.
Yeah. I mean, John Brown was there last year.
I don't know. I like Diggs. I mean, I think I just don't trust that
Buffalo
defense enough.
38, New England 9.
Statement game.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It was Bill Belichick going out there in pregame and saying, "I don't believe in Josh Allen. I mean, the guy's never beat me. I have this guy figured out."
You could tell there was that aura.
Josh Allen heard it and just flipped him the bird.
There was that aura of
Belichick said that?
No.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh.
He said he doesn't buy into Josh Allen pregame.
There was this aura of the Bills are the Bills, the Pats are the Pats. It's last time they played, it wasn't a complete blowout. The Bills still have this shadow of the Patriots. No, the Bills totally said, well, the Pats are the Pats are yesteryear now.
Mm-hmm. And Bill McDermott is nasty, man. He is good. That is one good coach.
Bill?
Yeah, Bill McDermott.
Sean?
Oh, Sean McDermott.
You just put Bill Belichick
Yeah.
and Sean
This guy's
McDermott
always
together?
thinking about the fucking Pats, I'm telling you. The biggest hater there is, always thinking about Bill Belichick.
Hold on, I have
Bill McDermott. That's funny.
Belichick said.
Oh, boy.
So Belichick said when he was asked about Josh Allen, he didn't buy into Josh Allen craze. He said, "You know what? We actually played pretty good defense against Josh Allen when we played him in November."
Which they did.
Okay.
Yeah, I read it. He said, "Yeah, I don't really know what they said, but I'm on the record for that."
Damn, I think Bill's a little senile nowadays.
I mean, Josh Allen and the Bills did exactly what the Pats did, and I mean they're
For the past 15
they're
years.
12-3. They're sitting 11-3 going into this game, and they said, "Oh,
12-3.
here's some chalkboard material, and boom, now we're the underdogs, chip on our shoulder. Let's go into New England and shit on them." And
I can't wait until playoffs start.
New England wasn't winning that game.
No, New England wasn't winning that game, but Buffalo.
Not with Cam Newton at the helm.
The way Buffalo
Even
played
with
that.
Stidham does not look good either.
He did not look good.
No.
Hoyer's been the best quarterback for the Patriots this year.
I'm all in on Stidham
And
not
he
being
sucked.
good.
All right, Dave. So when we come back from our break, I got one thing to go over real quick, and then we're just going to touch on 2020 recap.
Let's do it.
Alrighty, guys, we'll be right back.
Today's episode is sponsored by FatAssGlass.com, a top-ranked online smoke shop for all your smoking and vaporizing needs. Free 2 to 3 day shipping on orders $25 and up with interest-free payment plans available. Use code POWERHOUR for 10% off all purchases.
Welcome back.
Oh my God, friends.
Dave?
At the same time. What's up, brother?
All right, so I'm going to go over a contract with you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
This contract was signed in September of 2019.
Okay.
It was a 6-year, $90 million extension. Okay?
Sounds like a lot.
Okay. In his past, when the last 4 years, he's ran for 1,600 yards.
Ran for?
Yep.
It's a running back.
1,600 yards, 15 touchdowns. The next year, 980 yards, 7 touchdowns.
Sounds like he got
Down
hurt
here.
or
He played
maybe.
10 games.
Okay,
Year after that, he had 1,400 yards, 6 touchdowns. Last year, he had 1,300 with 12 touchdowns. He's led the league 2 out of the 4 years in rushing. This season, through 14 games, he has 937 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Ugh.
Okay?
Ugh.
His team is sitting at a whopping 6-9.
Ooh, are they in the hunt still?
They are in the hunt.
Whoa.
May make playoffs.
Wait a minute.
Okay?
Okay, yes.
Do you know who this player is?
Tony Pollard.
No. It is not Tony Pollard.
Kareem Hunt.
Ezekiel Elliott.
That was my next guess.
I would have never guessed
Okay.
it.
I
So
can't
Zeke-
see it. So.
Zeke right now, he's sitting there. He gets
Collision.
$10 million this year. Okay? Do you think the Cowboys keep Zeke going into next year? I mean, do you think they try to move on from Zeke?
No, but depends what happens with Dak Prescott. Because if Dak leaves, the whole thing's got to go.
To free up cap.
He's 25 years old. The team's 6-9. Possibly win their division in the playoffs.
See, I think the problem is with that backfield is Tony Pollard showed a little bit of juice where I hate paying running backs as it is. I think they're overpaid. They shouldn't be paid.
Do you want to hear?
A dime a dozen.
Do you want to hear what Zeke is owed over the next few years?
Give me it.
Okay, 2021. The Cowboys owe Ezekiel Elliott $13.7 million.
Oh.
If they cut him, he has a 24.5 dead cap. Can't cut him.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, trade him.
2022, he's owed $16.5 million. 10.8 dead cap. He has a potential out at that point, which would be 4 years and $50 million. So over the next 4 years after 2022, he's owed $15 million, $12.6, $15.4, and $16.6. In 2026, at age 31, Ezekiel Elliott is going to be owed $16.5 million.
It's a death contract.
That might be the worst contract in sports.
That's a lot. Until Pat Mahomes gets shot in the head and the Chiefs have to pay out $500 million. but
Patrick Mahomes is going to be competing MVP numbers in 6 years. Ezekiel Elliott,
unless he gets shot in the head, like I said,
and like you said, Tony Pollard's look better when he's in the game than Zeke.
Zeke's going to have all this extra money to spend in Cabo, so who knows if he even stays this long.
Dude,
who's the GM over there?
Jerry Jones.
So Jerry Jones is the GM?
Yes.
So stupid.
Dude,
old whites.
2026, we're 2 years into the next presidency election. Like 2 years after 2024. This guy's still getting $16 million.
I mean, it's a curse you do when you pay a running back. Look at, who was it? Melvin Gordon tried to do the same thing, and the Chargers were like, no, buddy, this is stupid because we don't want to end up in the same situation as Dallas.
I can't believe, I heard about this contract last week and was like, I texted you right away and was like, remind me. Because to be paying a running back this much money is pretty absurd.
Who clearly needs a competent quarterback to produce well.
Yeah.
And when you have Tony Pollard.
If Zeke plays this week, he should surpass 1,000 yards.
That's what I'm saying. He's
going to be a 1,000-yard rusher. But, dude.
He's no Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry's the only guy, and Alvin Kamara, you pay, but you don't pay a fucking running back for 5+ years. That's just ridiculous.
6 years, $90 million,
especially when running backs are known to basically have these look at DeMarco Murray, for example.
Short lifespan.
Exactly. Oh my God, this dude. But DeMarco Murray had literally in all pro season, 2 seasons, and he gets shipped off and he does nothing.
Yeah.
So it's just, and that offensive line isn't what that offensive line was when Zeke first came in. So it's a whole bunch of things you have to look at. And Jerry Jones, the billionaire, he just throws around money and doesn't really give a shit.
I think that I honestly think Ezekiel Elliott's contract is the worst in all of sports right now.
Well, wait till you see how much money Dak Prescott's going to get. Or attempt to get.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It will be interesting to see how
they
Dak's
do that
ankle holds up.
Yeah, because it looks like it's in shambles.
Yeah. All right, Dave. 2020.
What a shitty year, all thanks to Rudy Gobert.
Yep. Coronavirus, a ton of other stuff that we don't speak upon, but it was a very crazy year.
It really was. It was, Corona stopped sports in March, and even before that, some shit happened.
Yeah.
Kobe, R.I.P.
Yep.
Kobe. That's one of those things I'll remember exactly where I was for the rest of my life.
Oh yeah.
And as a Celtics fan, I fucking hated Kobe. He legit would terrorize me as a kid because he would put up 30, he would do it cold-blooded, and it sucked to see him beat us in 2009. He constantly was on the Celtics' throats. But him passing, I was like, holy shit. Looking back, the older I get, I respect legends, and he was truly, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James.
Yeah, Kobe to me was I hated him because he was always, like you said, he was always down the Celtics' throats.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But he was like Derek Jeter to me. I hate the Yankees, but I respect Derek Jeter. No, I respect Derek Jeter more than anything. You know what I mean?
Until Derek Jeter dies, he's a loser. Fuck the Yankees. But hey, that's just me.
But that's how I look at it. I respect Kobe.
100%.
I hated him, but I respected him.
He was a crazy philanthropist off the field.
Oh my God, yeah.
He was way better than scumbag Michael Jordan.
For me, Kobe's my favorite athlete of all time.
Yep.
That's.
I've literally used his name in my passwords. Try and hack me, but
Fran.
There we go.
But
good job, Fran.
So I've definitely Kobe is definitely a big inspiration to me. Pretty much my entire life.
Did you ever play basketball?
Yeah, I couldn't shoot like anyone. I was like Marcus Smart. I couldn't do everything but shoot.
Fran's jump shot was almost like Kobe's.
So I could dribble well, pass well,
that is false.
Couldn't shoot. But,
Disclaimer.
No, that was one
that
of
was absolutely shocking.
That was probably a top 3 celebrity death that actually hit me. That one was.
What made it so much worse though
is the unexpected.
I saw TMZ post and I was or someone told I think it was my boss that told me, and I was like, Yeah, I was like, oh, you're an idiot for believing that.
Yeah.
Like, it's on
Yeah,
fucking
no,
Facebook
that's
or some
exactly
shit.
what-
Like,
Yeah.
Dude,
dope.
Shaq saw it, and Shaq
yeah,
was
he's
like,
like,
that's
get
not
that
real.
shit away from me.
Yeah, like, that's not real. Get TMZ out of here.
Yeah, I mean, no,
Exactly.
but what made it worse was his daughter.
Yeah.
And then his daughter's friend.
And then all the family.
7 other
yeah,
people.
You know, it's just the whole situation just absolutely sucks.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Sucks.
And then the Lakers rigged.
So that's how we started. That's how we started the year.
Yeah. So, I
Was
mean,
that was the start.
It was
of
in January. Yeah.
and then we had the no, that was in February. Yeah,
That
January.
was January.
Then we had the NBA shutdown, which was
Mm.
literally like when the NBA shut down was insane.
Well, yeah, I mean, Rudy Gobert.
No, like before that game, like
I know. I remember it was like.
The packed stadium.
I
They
remember
had this-
all me and
it
my
was like-
buddies are like trying to get in possibly our last bets we thought like we'd ever make, and then like the games got canceled. It was like fucking Pelicans over at like 210 or some shit. Remember it to the, but it was like, wait a minute, are sports like done for a minute?
yeah,
Mm.
and it was like out of nowhere, like Gobert did his thing with the mics and was kind of being a like.
Douchebag.
I mean, at the time, nobody really.
That was
knew.
like a week prior.
Nobody
Yeah.
knew what was going on, so he was goofing
And
off.
then he fought, and then he
And
tested
then
positive.
he
and
tested
everyone
positive,
first
and they
one,
shut,
yeah. It was
shut it
just-
down.
Gobert's an idiot.
Yeah, that was crazy. Other than that, we had Mookie Betts and David Price being traded to the
I mean,
Dodgers.
in January you had LSU winning
Yeah.
the first
Oh,
championship.
yeah.
I would say
that's
LSU and the greatest college football team we've ever seen.
Houston and the Red Sox.
Yep.
Cheaters.
The cheating scandal was big.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean-
right, yeah, that's right.
Not a good look for a dying sport.
What else? What else was in January?
Zion
Zion's
debut
debut.
after his knee, which kid's been good. I don't think he's been as like
He hasn't lived
he
up
was-
to the hype.
he's been hyped up as like the next LeBron James. He's not LeBron James yet.
Mm-hmm.
Give it a few years. That Pelicans team does look really good, so you never know.
Yep.
Australia was on fire
Oh fuck
Oh,
yeah!
yeah.
Oh,
In
fuck
California.
in California.
And-
Still, probably. I think California is still on fire.
Jesus.
No, I mean,
That's-
when ain't it?
Do you have a timeline?
I do.
Okay. All right. Keep going in January.
Well, January kind of ends with LeBron passing Kobe
Oh,
for points.
it's
Okay.
right. Yeah,
Bum ass. He should have. If he had any sense of the moment,
he would just retire.
quit. Exactly. But LeBron being LeBron doesn't know. Mahomes gets his ring, comes back on the Niners in the fourth quarter, which was
February.
awesome.
Yep.
I mean, I'm a fan of Pat Mahomes.
See,
As a kid, right? Like
He's a stud.
someone that was great that wasn't on your team that would constantly beat your team. You're like, oh, fuck them. I mean, I'll still have that kid thing with LeBron always. I will never fucking like that guy. Scumbag teaches his kid to smoke weed, drink wine, all that shit. But that being said, I mean, Mahomes, I love watching that guy play. It makes watching the sport fun.
going into that Super Bowl, a lot of people were asking like, "Oh, who do I want to win?"
Mm-hmm.
And I was honestly like, I want to see Jimmy win because like he was winning outside of New England. That'd
Right.
be cool. And it was more like I don't think Jimmy's gonna get there again.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to see Mahomes win because he's just that good. Like you
And
want to
he's so
appreciate
young.
the greatness and
Mhm.
and see the best win the championship. So I mean, I was kind of in a toss up on that.
That was
but-
to kick February off, and like you said, Betts gets traded to the Dodgers, who eventually win this fucking series. I mean, tough to see Betts leave. As well, I thought he was honestly not the next David Ortiz. Obviously, Ortiz different player, but whatever.
Mhm.
But
The next great Boston athlete.
exactly, and we all kind of thought that, and we were all kind of fucking led astray by Red Sox organization, not really giving him his credit where it was due. February NBA All-Star game before the whole shutdown and everything.
Yep.
New format, which as an NBA fan I loved.
I thought it was awesome.
Ultra competitive, which that's what you're looking for, and it's a great cause at the end of it. You
Mhm.
donate into charity, all that. Remembering Kobe.
No, so that one was for
It
Kobe,
was, and that's how
Yeah.
they're doing the format from now on. Which, I mean, you saw it towards the end. It was legit like a pickup game with 10 of the best players on the court.
right? Yeah.
And they were competing to win.
Exactly.
Too.
That-
Usually
that's
you don't see
that's all
that.
you want to see.
Yeah.
I say instead it's an open gym dunk contest.
Yeah.
A little bit of boxing. You had the Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder,
Oh, that's right.
like trilogy was it, or 2 fights I think they had.
Yep.
Yeah.
I wasn't huge. Like I'm a huge boxing guy. I didn't really know way too much about Fury, and like he is the Gypsy King. That guy is the shit. And
Yep.
outside of boxing, he's really cool, fun interview, fun guy. It seems.
If
like,
you
so.
get into combat sports, you miss McGregor's return to
Mhm.
UFC.
Yep,
that happened
you're
in January.
You're right. Yep.
I want to say Connor comes back
Destroyed Cowboy Cerrone,
Yep.
right? And 7 seconds with a flying knee, was it?
No, his shoulder.
Yeah, his shoulder.
Literally just
Yep.
laid
Broke his
into
nose.
him.
But
Yeah.
Late February, NHL. Backup goalie, David Ayers, who is, we've seen it, I think, 2 years ago. NHL teams have this emergency goalie just in case the goalie gets hurt, the backup gets hurt. Literally a guy that gets tickets to go to the game. And if called upon, he becomes the fucking goalie. This guy's 42 years old, and he wins the game. I think he gets like a shit ton of saves. He allows maybe one goal, and he basically wins the game. Like, the Capitals are up, I think, like 4-2. And if you throw a scrub in there, you should probably lose that game, right?
Yeah.
You think? And he wins, which, I mean, as a sports fan, that's fucking awesome to watch. You get a guy like me and you almost just getting out there like
I'm pretty sure the Bruins emergency goalie.
Yep.
I could be wrong, but I think he's a Boston police officer.
That's awesome.
Just a cop.
Yeah.
And
Speaking
he
of
just goes to all the practices.
BD by day, goalie by night.
Speaking of Washington Capitals, they did sign Zdeno Chara today.
I mean, as a guy who knows that hockey is a fake sport until the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean,
It's just the
sucks for
the
Boston.
Bruins being a Bruins.
It
sucks for
They
Boston.
should have kept them. You know,
I
but-
mean, Boston, like, past 10, 15 years, championship town, title town. What has happened in the past 5 years? Brady left, Kyrie, like, not 5 years, but
last few years, yeah.
last year,
like
Brady
two
leaves,
years.
Kyrie leaves, Hayward leaves, like, all
Poppy
the,
retires.
It's
Just
just
in a transition
Betts
period.
gets
you know?
traded, Price gets traded. It's just,
I mean, that Chara jersey is going to be the next one hanging in the garden.
Oh, for sure.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
So,
Once he retires, almost immediately.
but
Yeah.
but that's one of the things where it's like you just hate to see the guy put on a different jersey.
yep.
Oh yeah.
And it's a team where he can be utilized and they can make a run.
Mm-hmm.
Capitals, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
3 years ago, so it's like, I wouldn't count out Chara winning one again.
However, they have talked about like Chara, like when he does retire, like he loves Boston. His whole family's from Boston. Or
Getting
lives in
killed and
Boston.
put his body on
No,
the ice.
he might come back as like a coach or something like that for the Bruins, like a assistant coach or something. So
Who's that? Is Claude Julien still there?
no, he's up in
Ottawa.
Claude. He's in Montreal.
Oh, that guy was dope. Who won us the cup, right?
Yeah,
right?
Yes.
He's
Joe
been gone.
Thornton.
He's been gone for the Bruins for a few years now. You know.
Like I said, I know that hockey is not a real sport.
Dave, what month we in?
We are. It is December 30th.
No.
I keep
The
going.
NBA shuts down in March.
Okay, March. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Speaking of March, we had Duke.
The Marches.
Duke.
Yep.
Duke basketball dropped
That
out of
was-
the
that
March
was-
Madness tournament,
Fire joke.
so they couldn't lose.
Duke's.
And then every team followed suit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Duke's a scumbag nation. I mean, whatever. I don't want to go into Duke men's basketball, but Christian Laettner, scumbag. Grayson Allen, huge scumbag recently.
Dave, you want to get happy?
I mean, Fran, this
What are you-
is
what are you-
PG, brother.
this
What
is
are we
PG,
talking
what are we
about
doing
here?
over here?
Jalen Brown has 42 points right now.
Does he really?
He does.
Wow, and you want to trade him for James Harden, you dumbass.
Yes.
What has he got? Sorry.
42. He wants to trade him for James Harden.
Are we killing him?
That's
It's
Oh,
one,
yeah, we are.
114.87
Oh,
over Memphis right now.
love it. I mean, even
statement win, right, Dave?
though, well, John Morant's out. Memphis isn't great.
Speaking
But I'll
of-
take
hold on,
I'll
hold on,
take
hold
it.
on.
I'll
Hold on,
take it.
real quick. All right, yeah. Let's finish our 2020
No
recap.
Olympics.
Oh,
Finish our 2020 recap.
you
And
know, I love the Olympics.
I do too.
Especially the Summer
underrated.
Olympics. Oh
Swimming.
my God.
Back when Michael Phelps was in his prime.
Oh,
Talk about a
So
night
good.
out with the boys, right? Me, 11-year-old.
2028. It's going to LA. Book your tickets
I'm
now.
down
I'm gonna
for
be
that.
there. I'm gonna be there.
what month are you in right now? Still March?
December 30th still.
Do you remember? So the March Madness being canceled. Do you remember when? Who was the first one who did it?
Dude.
Ivy League.
Yes.
Ivy League canceled
Yeah.
their conference championship, and
Yeah.
literally the talk was like, "These guys are stupid. What are they doing?" And then Duke drops out of the tournament, and it's like, Duke, are you like this is crazy? Like,
Turns out the Ivy League, they're kind of smart. I mean,
yeah,
who
like
would've
what's
thought?
actually going on here? And then like 3 days later, they dropped the entire March Madness tournament.
I mean,
I would say like,
Just ask me. I worked in college athletics when it happened.
yeah,
For
I mean
a
that,
D3 school. I was at the airport getting ready to go to Florida because I travel with the baseball team. So I was at the
Yeah.
airport, and literally we were at the airport when he NCAA
Subtle flex.
canceled everything.
Yeah.
And we were like, "Are we getting on this? Like, are we flying to Florida right now?"
Were
like,
the boys not
the
buzzing?
The season's canceled, but we ended up flying to Florida anyways. We played the same team like 5 times.
Boys were buzzing.
I mean, that's...
We were technically the last college baseball team to play a game in the country, so
Boys were buzzing.
they were buzzing.
Boys were buzzing.
They were buzzing.
Hey, we got ice. Wear it.
What else, Dave? What else we got?
In March, not much because the whole world kind of stopped. But
COVID slapped everyone in the face in March.
April, we start off with one of the shittiest WrestleManias I've seen in my time, which
It was tough. I mean,
it was tough with no fans.
No fans.
Anyway, honestly, at the time that was like a month or 2 in with no sports. Everything was shut down.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun as hell to watch.
It was tough
it was
to
something way different than
It was
what
tough
we
to
were
watch,
used to.
but it was so different.
I agree.
Honestly,
And I was thinking last night, right? How good these pops are going to be when fans get back.
oh, it's gonna be
Because
insane.
fans are going to actually want to watch this fucking show.
And people say like oh, when you can go back to events, like, do you think they're gonna be busy? Dude,
Oh, yeah.
they're gonna be 10 times busier.
Yep, sold out. Like,
Just look at when
I can't wait to
Dude,
fucking just.
look at when frickin'
Go to a strip club
restaurants
with Hardy.
reopened. Like,
Everyone just
like
flocked to them.
on a mini scale. Look at restaurants. When restaurants reopened, it was an explosion. Like,
Mhm.
literally, you could not
Don't
get
say that word.
you could not get into a restaurant. Like, you could not get into a restaurant.
No, you couldn't. No, it was insane.
And now, so say, wrestling events, concerts, sporting events,
Yep.
like anything
It's gonna
that
be insane.
bars open.
I'm
dude,
hoping
it's
by
gonna be
the
insane.
NBA Finals,
It's literally gonna be insane.
we have fans.
I hope
Which
so.
that June is possible. You know what I mean?
They've been saying that
March
if,
is, like,
if this
around.
vaccine keeps rolling out, we could be back to
I'm
normal
about to-
by summertime.
I'm
So.
about to go rob a place blind for these vaccines and sell them that up cost.
Yeah, but just think about once everything starts opening up again, dude. Imagine the freaking ticket prices.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh
it's
my
going
God.
to be
because there's
through
gonna be
the
such
roof.
a demand for it.
They're just gonna pump them up because people are gonna buy them.
That's why you go to house shows.
Everyone's gonna be using that stimulus check.
Honestly,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
why you keep that,
why
that 600,
you-
maybe 2,000.
Maybe I mean if I got
on-
2,000, I mean it's like
on
Our
ticket-
future
Maybe
sponsors,
one
the
NFL
Worcester
game.
Railers. You go to them.
the Worcester Red Sox.
Holy shit! When is that though? Is it this year?
Yeah, opens up this year.
It's gonna be ready.
Well, 2021, but yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, the stadium will be open for April.
Speaking of stadiums opening, we had SoFi
SoFi
and
the Death Star.
Allegiant, which are
The Death Star.
SoFi's sick.
I would say
SoFi is
they're both
that,
sick. They're both
I would
sick.
love to
Oh,
see
so
a
both sick.
concert there or something.
I would say both those stadiums in Vegas and LA are just insane, state of the art.
the two best stadiums in the entire world at this point,
Right.
easily.
Well,
Dallas is
you
still
forget
up
about Lucas Oil Stadium too, which y'all laugh, right? But it like wins the award every year. So
I mean, Dallas, AT&T Stadium's still up there. That stadium's sick.
Yeah, but now
You're a
SoFi
Yankees
is
fan.
insane. I mean, Atlanta Stadium's dope too.
Yeah.
That's a sick stadium.
Mercedes-Benz.
the Bengals.
Oh, no, the Vikings.
Yeah.
That's
that one is
sick
new.
stadium.
All right,
Yeah,
Dave.
something
What else? What else?
In
we got?
April, we also had the boom of these e-leagues,
Oh.
like 2K, Madden. People who were legit
NASCAR was doing
betting,
iRacing.
iRacing.
Yep.
People were legit betting on simulated
It's
games
insane.
because everyone's addicted to betting. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? It was insane. And you saw a lot of these celebrities, these players, sort of be like us for a change, where they're like looking to something to do, just play video games and just interact with people online. I mean, Gordon Hayward was doing it for way before that, but
Yo.
like Barstool, man, I don't want to say the big B word, but I mean, Big
What?
Cat did the old like Coach Doug's
Yeah,
thing online.
yeah,
It
that was fun.
Boomed. Everyone, like a lot of people bought Xboxes, started going back into their games they used to play. Like everyone just kind of turned to video games for a little bit, and it was nice to see for a gamer,
Right.
myself.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I mean, you suck at Call of Duty still, but
Not
that's
true,
that.
but
Those
I mean,
graphics don't help you.
ask Brian Haas. He's the best Warzone player there is.
I've actually heard that, but
Shout out Brian Haas.
shout out Brian Haas. Not enough love for Brian Haas in the Wicco.
Giving me a great
True.
situation.
Yeah, former 508 owner.
Fuck yeah.
I found a team,
Yes,
baby.
Dude,
Oh, yeah,
it's
Brian.
crazy.
Wait a
It's
minute.
crazy.
Screw you,
It's
Brian
crazy.
Haas. I forgot about that.
Yo,
You
it's
can't
crazy.
can't do our league.
This kid gets fired within 24 hours.
Finds a job with
Finds a job that has a top 4 pick.
Mm-hmm.
And
Who's his
DK
keeper?
And
freaking
DK
Metcalf.
Oh, he gets so lucky.
Yeah.
But it's not like he'll do anything.
I mean, he had Alvin Kamara in the 6th and couldn't beat me this year, so.
Exactly. We'll see.
Yikes.
We'll see.
Kamara just went off the wrong week. That's all.
May. Baseball comes back.
In May?
Mm-hmm. May 5th.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, the end of May. Yeah.
The NBA bubble sort of started where
that's right.
Toronto has to play in Florida, right? That's where, or New York, Buffalo. Toronto, because Canada's like...
I thought the bubble was in June, no?
No. Started in May.
Oh, well. That's right. Yeah, they were down there a long time.
You know what it was? You're
June.
right. Korean baseball. Everyone started getting into Korean baseball in May, where, again,
people were betting on Korean baseball.
There's no sports, and this was the first real league that everyone would stay up till like 4 a.m. to watch games. It was disgusting. In UFC, the same month, they get their first pay-per-view going on, I think it's in their training facility down in Florida. Then they started doing the whole Abu Dhabi Island type shit, where it's insane. Dana White has this much power, and Dana White is... Him and Portnoy won the, like, so quote-unquote pandemic, like, lockdown. Because UFC was still able to produce their program and almost get a jump in viewership because of all these new people that wanted to watch it. And same with Barstool. I mean, all these, like, funds they're putting out and all this stuff, like, they knew what to do in this situation, and they took over the internet.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had Tiger versus Phil, which was...
That was like the first live sporting event in the U.S. since
legit.
all the shutdowns.
Yeah, and it was all right. It was, what was it? It was Woods and Manning versus
Brady and
Mickelson.
Yeah, and it poured.
It
poured. It was in Florida. It was pouring.
And Brady
the whole
sucked,
time.
didn't he?
Brady's pants ripped.
Brady. Yep. That was kind of it for May. Right? Yeah.
Yep.
Then again you get June started, and that's where everything started kind of not pick up, but NASCAR started doing their events.
Yeah, I started to race again. Yeah.
Bubba Watson made history with being like a huge figure in the black racing community, and totally like
Bubba Watson. Bubba Wallace.
Bubba Wallace. Sorry. Oh, I mean, golf on the brain, you know.
Yeah.
Doing this show solo over here. I don't know what this kid doing.
Yeah.
Man. Come on.
I'll tell you what I'm doing in a bit. I say, when was Washington football team?
That was around that time, wasn't it?
That is in July. Yeah, the start of July.
The beginning of a new era in Washington.
Yeah,
I mean, they dropped the R words and became the Washington football team.
Me, myself, I'll always call them because it's just same as the St. Louis Rams, the
San Diego
Chargers, the Oakland Raiders.
Yeah.
I mean,
the Boston Patriots.
I get it though. You get it though.
Baltimore Colts, the Houston Oilers, Seattle Supersonics. I mean,
it's all the same.
On and on.
Oklahoma Sonics.
The New Jersey Nets.
New Jersey Nets.
Mm-hmm.
That's a throwback.
It's all the same.
Yeah, it is.
So, the Minneapolis Lakers.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Seattle Kraken. That's a brand new one, Dave.
Oh, hell yeah.
Seattle Kraken, brand new hockey team.
Sick uniforms. Have you seen them?
They are fire.
When do they begin?
2022.
2022.
They don't start yet until... the fuck?
You got anything else?
I mean, 2020 was weird as hell, man. I'll tell you that much. The WNBA did something, but I honestly don't know what they did.
They're very big in the social justice.
Yeah.
Good
Well, so is the NBA.
Good for them.
The
WNBA
took a
WNBA is in 2K.
Yep.
Big win. You can.
It's kind of cool though.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you can't.
Long overdue.
Can't really dunk any of them.
Because I think FIFA's had women's soccer, right?
Yeah,
for a while.
They've had it for a while.
Yeah, a while,
yeah. XFL shut down.
Fucking sucked, man. That shit was dope. For
it was popping off.
The XFL shut down.
That was a little earlier because that was like
that was a little earlier.
It looked like the XFL was going to work this time.
The ratings weren't there. It was dropping, but like it looked like enough for one season to get through.
It looked like enough for a second.
Were the ratings dropping?
They were dropping.
Yeah, they were slowly dropping.
But
the Rock bottom.
Yeah,
you know,
honestly, Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
If anyone can get the XFL going, I would think it's The Rock. I mean, can you smell?
Yeah,
he's cooking.
I think he will. You got anything else?
The Rock is cooking. PGA Championship, Morikawa He gets that crazy win, right? Is that what he won?
Oh yeah.
Yep, and he was stupid odds to win it. He came out of nowhere. Was that
Yeah.
PGA Championship? I think
Yeah,
it
he was the because he was the first
6 under par.
Yeah, he was the first
Asian born.
Yes, yeah, to win.
Yep.
Yep.
Which he's electric too in interviews. He's an awesome guy. He's fun as hell, and he's very woke on him knowing everything, which is crazy. Cormier, he retires.
Daniel Cormier.
Yep.
One of the best UFC fighters all time, I think. He's up there with fucking John Pierre.
John Jones?
No, Pierre. Nice try. Right? Whatever.
You got anything else?
iRacing starts coming into place.
Yep.
They start doing that, which I would love one of those iRacing setups. They're like $1,000-something.
Oh yeah, they're insane.
But they look
They're insane.
sick. And people do GTA with those too, which is even fucking funner, it looks like. So it's just very interesting to see. NBA started up again, and they took another pause because of social justice movements again. Sterling
Just for a
Brown.
few days though, right?
Yep.
Yeah, 1 or 2 days.
It was in the bubble, which was everyone was like, "Shit, they're in the bubble. Like, are we not gonna? Is this not gonna?" People were talking about leaving. I think you had. Oh fuck! Who was it that left to get chicken wings and got kicked out?
Oh, that was Lou Williams, right?
No, he went. Oh yes, he went to the strip club in Atlanta, and then came back.
Yeah.
Sweet Lou's chicken wings. That is the thing. But
Yeah.
someone crossed the border, grabbed it.
Yeah, that was.
It was.
I do remember that.
Well, he ordered like Grubhub or something
Yeah,
like that.
and they're
but he had to
right
go outside
and
the
then
bubble to get it, and it's like, and he oh, I didn't know. You know?
Yeah.
Gordon Hayward didn't give a shit about his kid,
Oh.
and came
I
back.
mean, he had already 3 prior to that.
Gordon Hayward
He just wanted to win.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And didn't really win.
Celtics let him down.
that again in September now we're in.
Yeah.
We had the baseball game. Do you remember that? Was it the Giants game? It was in California. It had that orange glow.
Oh, it was a Giants
Oh,
It
game.
was
from all the wildfires?
fires.
Yeah.
It looked sketchy as hell.
Yeah.
Power 5 football return, which was
Yep.
huge. College football's a scam. NCAA should pay everyone. I think we all agree on that. No. All right, human rights. That's what I'm all about. But clearly, you guys aren't. Amanda Nunes defended her title, which, again, she's a beast. But UFC has been kicking ass. Tampa Bay wins the MLB World, not MLB World Series. Sorry. Tampa Bay wins NHL. Then they win
Tom Brady sweepstakes,
and then they get to
the World Series.
which
Decide to pull Blake Snell and trade him within just a few months.
that was retarded.
Good job.
That was bad.
Tampa Bay.
This headline, smoke 'em if you got 'em. LeBron James won his 4th NBA championship, but I also think that's a play on words because he let his son, while LeBron was in the bubble, we all forget a video surfaced of Bronny James, his son, smoking that reefer Bronny pack 420, which is, if I was a cop in LeBron's neighborhood, that's instant arrest on his son for smoking weed. Are you kidding me? And
Where was it? California? Isn't it legal in California?
yeah, but he's 15.
Oh, that's true.
I mean,
So that's illegal.
this is bullshit. Gets me heated up thinking about that.
LeBron now has 4 championships with 3 different franchises. That's just crazy.
He's good.
That's crazy.
Speaking of LeBron,
No.
he has now scored, as of tonight, 10 points in 1,000 consecutive games.
Yeah, I remember the last game he didn't do it, and it was actually
That is insane.
he dropped 9
Do you
against
actually remember this?
Yeah, it's some stupid
Was
fucking
it
game.
1,000 games ago? You
Yeah,
remember this?
I've seen the clip
82
because he dropped
When
9.
was this, 10 years ago?
He dropped 9
Probably his
points
rookie
because
year.
he did really bad. Yeah, it was I think Cleveland in a finals game against that
Dallas team.
not the finals game, Cleveland Magic game, Dwight Howard.
That's insane.
If
That's insane.
if you go percentage, LeBron's made, what the hell is his championship percentage?
0.
No,
Khabib
it's crazy.
retires.
Who?
Khabib.
Khabib.
Yep.
Prob-
Unofficially. I mean,
Yeah.
they're saying he's waiting on the winner of Conor and Dustin Poirier.
Which, Khabib is a way better fighter than both, I think. That's just me. Justin Turner is a fucking bum loser and doesn't respect America, the United States, poor people, the middle class, basically any other citizen because he just tests positive for coronavirus, mandated to stay inside, says, fuck you, world, fuck you, LA County, PD, I'm going to go celebrate with my boys. Literally infects 15 to 20,000 people. Mm-hmm. It said so, and he killed about 1,000.
Yeah,
so
I mean, it's crazy.
Justin Turner single-handedly murdered, I think, 0.1% of the population of LA.
I think we should get Justin Turner on this show.
I don't want him on this. Justin Turner, come on.
Zoom call.
I'm out. if he's on, I'm out. I can't.
All right, let's wrap it up.
Menace to society. I mean, student athletes did some stupid shit, I think, or they did something to get the games back or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Notre Dame beats Clemson. No.
Storms the field.
Kind of, again, extremely, I didn't even think about that.
No regards for safety.
Notre Dame shouldn't even be in this fucking playoff if they're going to just get, and then Clemson had coronavirus.
Did you see ESPN's rating?
For what?
I have a problem.
ESPN did a power ranks of the, I think, 36 teams that have been in the college football playoffs.
Yep.
They have this year's Notre Dame team ranked at the third worst.
I agree.
They're gonna get smoked.
They're
gonna get smoked.
Could you imagine being on that team right now, though?
Chalkboard material.
Absolutely. But
I mean, how much chalkboard material can Notre Dame get? They suck, though.
Yeah,
like they are a fraud
I don't
team.
Believe in Notre Dame
until they play in a legit. Like I know they played in the ACC this year.
Yeah.
Was it just this year because of coronavirus? Mm-hmm. I think that's bullshit.
They've lost twice to Clemson, right?
Once.
I think they beat them this year.
Yeah, but didn't Clemson beat them in the ACC championship?
Yeah, with Trevor Lawrence.
So. I think it's bullshit how Notre Dame can not play in a conference and just basically get 10 bullshit wins throughout the year and then get steamrolled in the first round of the playoffs every year. Give me 2-3 more teams that can actually do something.
That's what I'm saying.
No, the rest of the year was kind of boring. Football started, thank God. DeAndre Hopkins, Hail Mary, blah, blah, blah. Maradona dies.
The Titans almost shut down the NFL.
Then the
Ravens almost shut down the NFL.
Yeah, I mean,
and here we are.
Nate Robinson got knocked the fuck out.
Yep.
And now, I believe
now the Irish Mafia wants Jake Paul's head.
And Maradona died.
Oh. Yep.
And Jackson He. Oh, that was actually a dope story. Did you see that? I think where was he from? Arizona State, 70-yard.
Oh,
he had a rushing touchdown. Justin He's first Chinese-born player to score in college, which was very cool. And yeah, I mean, we kind of ended out the year last week with Tiger Woods and his son. Which is Tiger Woods' son, the next generation? Who knows?
Dave, do I draw the 508 Association divisions right now?
Do it, Fran.
I have them listed down.
Is that what you've been doing?
I just gotta hit run, and we will split the divisions.
See,
all right, let's do it.
Oh, I was thinking something.
Do we do it now?
I was thinking something here for next season. We put out a team-wide vote. Obviously, all of us vote. What if we, for one season, test it out and do what the NFL did this year with playoffs? One extra team from each side, first-round buys for the first 2 seats.
You may have to
take a vote. That's what I'm saying.
We may have to
do a league vote.
Oh, dude,
do you see what I mean?
What's very weird is how the fantasy football forecast would change if the NFL goes to 17 games.
That's what I'm saying. Because wouldn't you want that extra league? So it kind of almost benefit us.
I would say we couldn't do that right now because you would play into a week 17.
What do you mean?
You would have.
No. I'm just saying.
You'd have to have one extra round.
Well, no, the number 1 seed would just go straight to the semifinals.
Yeah. Because you'd have, right now we have the 4 like that. You just throw 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Season might have to be 1 game shorter.
So one would come here.
Yeah, the season would be 1 game shorter.
Yeah, the season would be 1 game shorter though.
Because of the amount of weeks. No, that doesn't make sense.
It doesn't change the weeks at all. Because you still have 3 weeks with the bye.
Yeah, we can put that.
We'll figure something out. I just think it'd be interesting.
Do I hit it?
Hit it.
Alrighty.
I'm nervous.
Tyler's out.
Nah, I'm good. Right. I got top 4 pick and DK.
Am I in yours?
I'm good.
All right. The East. is Nate, Braden,
Mm-hmm.
Paul,
Mm-hmm.
Jake Roberts,
Mm-hmm.
Aaron,
Mm-hmm.
Bryce,
Mm-hmm.
Jake Morrow,
Mm-hmm.
Tyler,
Mm-hmm.
Jake Gaudette.
Oh my God, the other side's stacked.
The other side is Romano, Shane, Brian, Austin, Dave, Tom, Sean, Mills, and myself.
That's a scary division on that
They're
side.
both scary.
But with all the keepers, I think on our division,
You put my whole family in one division? Jeez.
that's tough.
And
That is tough.
I got a division game week 1?
No. You may. We'll see.
Yeah.
You already said I'm playing Aaron week
Yeah,
1.
but it was kind of
Woo.
a joke.
That's crazy.
I'm playing Tom.
That's going to be
week
fun.
1.
We'll see. I mean,
He wants it.
I'm gonna say it's
But
that's
so
fun.
the NFL season obviously winding down. Fantasy football is kind of taking a halt. So hopefully we'll be transitioning into a little NBA talk. And I mean, we're all in an NBA fantasy league, so
NBA talk, NFL playoffs, though.
NFL playoffs,
We'll be
obviously.
covering that, so.
baseball maybe. I mean, Tyler.
Come
likes that
February.
shit.
Come February.
Tyler
Oh,
likes that
come
shit.
February.
Speaking of that,
Hell yeah, baby. The Padres. Stacked.
Yeah. Okay.
the NBA. I think,
Illegal.
dude, I think people are overreacting about everything in the NBA right now.
Like what?
Like, the Clippers got demolished the other day.
Oh, who gives a fuck? That's
Oh,
not
you
bad,
mean
man.
talking about, like, yeah.
if you're-
The Peyton Pritchard hype train.
Cavs being 3-0.
No, Maverick or Magic.
Peyton Pritchard.
Peyton
I don't think.
8 Mile Pritchard.
I don't think there's.
The
I
Magic.
love that. I don't think there's a big hype train behind Peyton besides like Celtics fan, but he's been a fucking really good role player so far.
Yeah, but
So far.
I think there's just hype around the NBA right now. Is
Well, I
too
think
much.
you're just
And-
mad that people are hyping up the NBA and not hyping up your fantasy win.
No,
I think
That's
people
fine.
are just overlooking.
You know, my fantasy basketball team sucks.
people will
I
forget
can't
this
score,
NBA
I can't
season
score points.
right now. People will forget these few weeks of the NBA season.
Not me,
We're
a
never,
true
we're
dedicated
never
fan.
gonna forget this championship, Dave.
There's a chance I smash my head on something hard enough that I forget
I broke
everything, for being honest.
the forbidden curse of do not touch the trophy. I touched the trophy last week and I still won the championship.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you're still a virgin.
Dave, my name's going right underneath you, right there.
I love it. I'm happy. I'm happy for you, so you can finally shut the hell up.
About not winning. Now Nate needs to win one.
He needs to win 5 games before he worries about a championship.
All right, guys.
He needs to win the
Yeah,
draft.
all right, let's wrap it up.
Thank you, and make sure you like us, subscribe, follow us on Twitch, Spotify, Twitter, Instagram.
There's a giveaway this week, so
Whoa!
keep your eyes on the Instagram.
Keep your eye on the Instagram.
Giving away Fran's manhood.
And have a happy new year.
All right, guys.
Hey,
Yep.
see you next year, guys. Ah!
Catch you in 2020. One.
Thanks for listening to the 508 Power Hour. Make sure to hit that follow button on Twitch and hit subscribe on YouTube at 508 Association.